Hey guys, today I have an unboxing from light8.com and I believe that today this will be the mf8 Legend. So I know this cube has been out for a really long time, but I have seen a couple of reviews on it and I think it looks really cool. So I just thought I'd get it both for collection and to just see how it turns, because I'm kind of getting interested in different 3x3 mechanisms, and this does in fact have a different mechanism to the standard 3x3s. So here's the puzzle itself. This looks really nice actually. Okay, so this is the puzzle itself. It looks really nice. It's quite small actually. Yeah, compared to a 3x3 it's actually very small. I think this might be 55 millimeters. Let me actually measure. It's 54 millimeters, so it is a pretty small cube. And it is very loose actually, from what you can see. The stickers look quite nice. They're quite small, but I just want to get into the turning. Okay, so it's quite locky to start with, and it does feel quite dry. I think it does need lubricant, but it does feel quite nice. It has a nice feeling to it. It's very smooth. I definitely need to loosen this because I think most of the locks are from the looseness of the puzzle. But yeah, from what I can tell, this is going to be a really nice puzzle. I'm going to try and get a piece out. Okay, so as you can see, we do have a ball mechanism here, and this looks really nice. I'm really interested to see how this works. So yeah, I am gonna lubricate this. I think I'll also tension it, and I'll play around with it for a bit, and then I think I will maybe do a review in it on a separate video. But yeah, it's a pretty nice puzzle. It does look like it can pop. As you can see, this is kind of coming out a bit. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be very good out of the box, because I do need to tension this, etc. But yeah, I might tension it and then give you my first thoughts in about a day or so. But yeah, from what I can tell here, is going to be a pretty nice puzzle. Okay, so I've lubricated and tensioned the puzzle, and I've played around with it quite a bit, so I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the cube. So the overall look of the cube is really nice. As I said, this cube is quite a bit smaller than a regular 3x3. It's about 54 millimeters. The stickers on this puzzle are pretty nice. They're quite small and rounded, and they're actually quite dark shades. But the stickers seem to be very good quality, and they don't look like they will chip, peel or fade anytime soon. So the turning of this puzzle is now great. As I said, I have lubricated this puzzle. I put some ghost hand silicone spray in it, and I did tighten the cube quite a bit. And it now turns really well. It turns really fast, and most of the lockups that we had on the cube when we first unboxed it have now gone. The cube is very smooth, and there's hardly any friction in the turning of the layers. It's got a very smooth yet kind of crisp feel to it. It's just quite a unique feel, and it's really hard to explain. The cube is pretty nice for a speed cube. However, I wouldn't say it reaches the standards of, say, the Diane cubes, but it is still a good cube for people who are only just getting into speed cubing and don't need it to be that fast. The cube does still lock up quite a bit, but it's not as much of a problem as it was, and it only tends to lock up if you don't do accurate turns. So the mechanism of this puzzle is very interesting. You probably know that this cube has a ball mechanism, and this looks really cool on the puzzle. So we have the 6 centers kind of sticking out of the ball, and they're screwed in there with screws. And the pieces are actually very rounded here, as you can see. It's perfect for fitting into the ball. And as we stick it in, as you can see, it'll just slide really easily along the ball. And I think this is why the puzzle doesn't have much friction. It's It's put together and it's designed really nicely so that the layers will slide really easily without much friction. So it's a really interesting core, and I think it's a really cool design, and mf8 did a really good job with this puzzle. So the corner cutting on this puzzle is quite good. It can cut over half a cubie, but not quite a whole cubie. So the corner cutting is okay. It can cut better when the cube is looser, however that does cause the cube to lock up and you do get the risk of a pop. The cube can't really reverse cut at all, but I don't tend to need reverse cuts when I'm cubing, and that's why this cube is quite good for beginning speed cubers, because they tend to do more accurate turns when they're first starting out speed solving. The cube doesn't tend to pop, however it has popped on me while solving, however I was forcing the cube, so if you do quite accurate turns when you're speed solving, you won't have a problem with a pop on this puzzle. So overall, this is a pretty good cube. It does turn really nice, and it wasn't very expensive. I think it only cost about £5 from Liteake. I wouldn't however recommend this cube to beginners, as you do need to tension and lubricate this puzzle. However, I would recommend this to collectors, as it is quite a unique puzzle and it does have a very interesting mechanism. Anyway guys, those are my first impressions on the mf8 Legend. Thank you for watching.